This starts my journey to see my parents. There goes Jimmy, who just dropped me off, and my bus just rolled up. So let's get on. Alright, so after a very boring bus ride, as they always are, bear with me squinting out the sun in my eyes, now made it down to sunny Santa Barbara with really cool backdrop of the old rail car back there. It's about 6:30 in the morning, so I'm waiting on the, I believe, 6:50-ish Surfliner that will then take me to Moorpark. From Moorpark, I will wait for a VISTA bus that will take me to over by the Thousand Oaks Library. Lots of good childhood memories over there. Then from there, it's only a short walking distance to my parents' house, and I will have been able to do this trip minus going from Jimmy's house to the train station, of which I'm kind of considering that public transit because we technically carpooled to do that. I've gone all the way from Salinas to my parents' house using, quote, public, and I put that in quotes because, you know, you can argue about the car part, but the point is, I'm showing how inefficient it is, but yet possible it is to get around the state without using a car. So, oh well, I'm gonna go find somewhere to sit. Alright, well, I just made it to Moorpark, aka kind of the middle of nowhere. You've got the, not the train I rode in on, and sun in my eyes again. That's the Metrolink that stops here on the Ventura County line. And I'm now going to go find where the bus stop is so I can sit there and go, why did I make that choice? Fun. And here it is, the bus. Finally. Well, as always, I have the sun there. Well, as always, I seem to have the sun in my eyeballs when I'm filming. Just my luck. But right now, I'm walking up a little service access trail next to this sound wall here. The 101's on the other side of me. Funny thing is, Google says it's over 2 miles to walk using surface streets to get to my parents' house from here. Well, they don't know about the C-dub shortcuts, so that probably cuts the distance at least in half because it makes it more of a as the crow flies path. Back in the day before I had a car, this is the route that I'd use on my bike to get to the teen center, where I'd then catch the bus. It would take me either to the Moorpark College or to the SEME Adult Education Center, where I learned machining out, which is pretty sweet. So I'll update you guys in a little bit. They installed a fence up here a long time ago. I'm not exactly sure why, because it's never locked off. But this provides easy access to the dog park on the left, or to the right is the area that burnt in my dad's video. See, they got it locked off right there. But over in that area, there's my finger at, sorry. Over in that area is where the fire burned. I, though, need to head diagonally that way to get to my parents' house. Fun little side note, this gigantic empty field out here is actually where I used to fly a lot of my model airplanes back in the day. This was nice because it was a short walk from my parents' house, and while you had horse fields and stuff off to the left in the doggy park, you didn't really have to worry about too much over here. This is actually kind of a fun area to fly around in. Sadly, I don't do that much anymore. I definitely miss it, but I also did RC cars out here some, which was really quite fun. But this has stayed like this for umpteen years because it's so desolate. I would jokingly refer to it as the desert. I think that's a fitting meaning for it. So we're getting close. It's no more than 10 minutes if that from here to my parents' house, which is totally awesome. Alright guys, so I'm going to do my best to keep my head blocking the sun here, but at this point I'm going to call the video quits. It's been fun. Okay, the bus ride was not the most fun part of it, but huge shout out again to Jimmy for being gracious enough to drop me off at the Salinas Amtrak at 12:45 in the morning. It is 9:30 right now, so it'll have been just about 10 hours for me to go from Salinas to my parents' house, effectively only using what I'm classifying as public transportation and carpooling. Now, the only reason why I decided to take the bus from the train station instead of having my parents pick me up is strictly because I've said I've wanted to do it for years, and sorry about the sun, guys, and I'm finally doing it. So that's the only reason why. Let me switch hands here because this arm's going dead. I will say though, it definitely sucks that something that I can drive in about 6.5 hours takes almost double the amount of time to drive it. So any would-be California politicians, if you're watching this, I'm definitely somebody who likes using his car, but at the same time, it would be kind of nice if we could get around the state a little bit faster. It's pretty sad when a bus has to make a detour to stinking Solvang, which adds at least an hour to the travel time, and a train that only runs from Santa Barbara to Moorpark, which is no more than about an hour and a half's trip, and makes a couple of stops along the way at that, so that adds time, is still slower than driving into my car. And no, I'm not talking driving 90 or 100 miles an hour either. I mean, it's a little bit sad. So, you know, if we could try and use the existing infrastructure here to, you know, maybe up the train's average speed a little bit, that would be great. Because I enjoy taking the train. It's really fun. It's a nice way to get around. You get to see certain things you normally wouldn't from the road, like the Coast Starlight, which is not what I took. Takes you by Vandenberg Air Force Base, where SpaceX is, and they launch a bunch of rockets and stuff. And that's really cool. You normally would never get to see that from the car, but you get to see that from the train. But the problem is, when you're out there, it takes forever to get through there because half the time you're waiting for the train crews to get authority to be in a certain area, or we're waiting on some other delayed train to get through the area, etc., etc. So I guess in conclusion, try and make our transit a little better, please, because it's really sad when Thousand Oaks has a better bus that's cleaner and nicer than the buses in San Francisco. Maybe that should come as no surprise. Okay, well, mini rant's over. I'm on the home stretch. Pun intended. I will see you guys later.